Why is discipline so crucial to our lives, yet so challenging to master? It's a question that's been asked time and time again. Discipline, the art of self-control, the ability to resist immediate gratification for long-term gain, is an essential part of achieving our goals. Yet, we often find ourselves falling short, succumbing to distractions and procrastination. It's a common struggle, one that many of us face each day. But what if I told you there's a way to make discipline not just bearable, but enjoyable? A solution that doesn't involve forcing yourself into submission, but rather, rewiring your brain to actually like discipline? Intriguing, isn't it? This key lies in our understanding of a powerful neurotransmitter, one that's often misunderstood, called dopamine. To understand how we can enjoy discipline, let's first understand the role of dopamine in our brains. So what is dopamine, and why is it so important? Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger that transmits signals in the brain and other vital areas, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. Dopamine is released when your brain is expecting a reward. When you come across something pleasurable, say a delicious slice of pizza or a captivating episode of your favorite show, your brain gets flooded with this substance. But dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's also a crucial part of our ability to think and plan. It plays a significant role in motivation, decision-making, and productivity, driving us to achieve our goals and seek out new experiences. It's like your brain's very own motivational speaker, pushing you to take action towards things that will satisfy you. It whispers, "Go on, finish that pizza, you'll feel great," or "Just one more episode, you deserve it." However, this rewarding feeling can be a double-edged sword. Our brains are wired to seek out these dopamine hits, which can lead us to overindulge in activities that give us a quick dopamine boost, like binge-watching TV or mindlessly scrolling through social media. This can lead to a cycle of procrastination and lack of discipline as we chase the immediate gratification these activities provide. That's where the concept of a dopamine detox comes in. The idea behind it is not to eliminate dopamine entirely, but to manage our dopamine levels in a way that helps us regain control over our actions and decisions, breaking free from the cycle of instant gratification. Think of it as a reset button for your brain, allowing you to gain a better understanding of what truly brings you satisfaction and happiness. It's about rewiring our brains to enjoy the discipline, to find pleasure in the pursuit of our goals, rather than just the quick fixes. Now that we understand the role of dopamine, we can delve into what dopamine detox is. Dopamine detox, a trendy term, but what does it really mean? Imagine you're in a room with two buttons. One button plays your favorite song, and the other button gives you a small electric shock. Naturally, you choose to press the button that plays your favorite song, right? This is because our brains are wired to seek out pleasurable experiences and avoid painful ones. This is where dopamine comes into play. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, is released when we do something we enjoy. Now, the concept of a dopamine detox isn't about eliminating dopamine from our bodies. That would be impossible and unhealthy since dopamine is essential for our survival. Instead, a dopamine detox is about resetting our brain's reward system. It's about reducing our dependence on high dopamine activities like social media, video games, and junk food. By doing so, we can make low dopamine activities like reading a book or going for a walk seem more appealing. In the context of discipline, a dopamine detox can be transformative. It can help us derive pleasure from tasks that we usually find boring or difficult. It can make us more focused and less prone to procrastination. It's a way of rewiring our brain to enjoy discipline. Of course, a dopamine detox isn't a magic bullet. It's not going to instantly turn you into a disciplined person. It's a tool, a strategy that can help you develop discipline over time. And it's important to remember that a dopamine detox should be done in moderation. Completely cutting out high dopamine activities can lead to withdrawal symptoms and can be detrimental to your mental health. It's about finding a balance, not about completely depriving yourself of enjoyment. So in essence, a dopamine detox is about resetting your brain's reward system. It's about making discipline more enjoyable and less of a chore. It's about training your brain to find pleasure in the process, not just the outcome. Having understood dopamine detox, let's explore how we can apply it to our lives. How can we practically apply dopamine detox in our lives? Now that's the question we've all been waiting for. It's time to roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty of how to kickstart this detox journey. Firstly, it's crucial to remember that this isn't about completely eliminating dopamine from our lives, rather it's about managing our dopamine triggers more effectively. We want to rewire our brains to find pleasure in discipline, not to remove all pleasure entirely. So, where do we start? Well, it begins with identifying your dopamine triggers. These are the activities, habits, or even thoughts that give you an instant dopamine hit. It could be anything from mindlessly scrolling through social media, binge-watching your favorite series, to constantly checking your emails. These activities are often the culprits that distract us from our long-term goals and feed into our instant gratification tendencies. Once you've identified these triggers, the next step is to gradually reduce your exposure to them. It's not about going cold turkey, but rather about easing into a new routine. For instance, if you're constantly on your phone, start by setting specific times during the day when you'll check it. This way, you're not completely depriving yourself, but you're beginning to establish boundaries and control over your dopamine triggers. The third step involves replacing these dopamine triggers with activities that promote discipline and long-term gratification. This could be anything from reading a book, exercising, or dedicating time to a hobby that requires consistent effort and focus. It's about rewiring your brain to find pleasure in activities that contribute to your personal growth and development. Lastly, consistency is key. Dopamine detox isn't a one-off event. It's a continuous process of self-improvement and discipline. It's about making small, consistent changes that over time lead to significant transformations. Remember, the road to discipline isn't always smooth sailing. It requires patience, effort, and most importantly, resilience. But with persistence and a clear understanding of your dopamine triggers, you can navigate this journey more effectively. By applying these steps, we can start to rewire our brains to enjoy discipline. So, can we really rewire our brains to enjoy discipline through dopamine detox? Absolutely. We've journeyed together through the intricacies of the brain, the role of dopamine, and the science behind dopamine detox. We've learned that our brains are not fixed entities, but are remarkably malleable. They can be trained, rewired, and optimized for discipline. By consciously controlling our dopamine levels, we can break free from the chains of instant gratification and cultivate the willpower to pursue long-term goals. The beauty of dopamine detox lies in its simplicity. It's not about giving up on pleasures, but about gaining control over them, about making them work for us, not against us. So, why not give it a try? It might be challenging at first, but remember, every step you take is a step towards a more disciplined, more fulfilling life. Remember, the brain is a powerful tool. With the right approach, we can rewire it to enjoy the discipline that leads to success.